so much for joining me on another episode of Why I Love Flagler County, your local podcast spotlighting local businesses and local residents on why they like being in Flagler County. So today I have my lovely guest, Dr. Heather, with us today. I'm super excited. We met each other, I want to say almost a month and a half ago at this point. I feel like it's been a while through
Mm.
the local Palm Coast BNI. And she's been in acupuncture for over 10 years. She just mentioned it's just turned around 11 years now. So Heather, thank you so much for coming on and sharing a few minutes of your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, I think my dad might have told me the story, but I don't know if I heard it from your mouth of how did you find Flagler? Like what brought you down here?
So, I'm originally from Scranton, Pennsylvania, and my husband and I met in graduate school in Seneca Falls, New York. So that's like in the Finger Lakes in New York.
Hmm.
And after school, we moved to the Lake George area, which where we were for um we were there for probably about a good 5 or 6 years. We had a practice there. We had both of our kids there. But when COVID hit, Brian's whole family was down here in Florida in
Mm.
Palm Coast, which is how we ended up here. We just wanted to be closer to our family. Brian's grandmother, two aunts, uncle, some cousins. They're all down here in Florida, so it just made sense for us to move down here. We came down on vacation. We just loved it. We fell in love with it, so we moved the whole family down here a couple months later.
Wow, that's awesome. And I found it so interesting that everyone has like their own different way on how they came to Flagler, how they stumbled upon this little area. It's so fun to hear different, I mean, people like my mom, she just found it on a map and she's just going up the coast of different cities. And she's like, you know what? Maybe we should check this place out. And my dad goes, what is Palm Coast? I've never heard of this in my entire life. Um, and yeah, and then that's what brought us here like 2-ish years ago almost, which is crazy to think about. But you've been in acupuncture for about 11 years, you said. So what inspired you to go down this path? And I know you're super into, other holistic ways and just helping people out. So what kind of brought that on?
Well, I a bit of backstory. I was a bartender for Applebee's for many years. And I knew I wanted to do something different. So one night I happened to be talking to one of my bar guests, and he mentioned that he was the director of education at a local trade school. And I went the very next day and checked out the massage therapy program and loved it. So I quit my day job, as they say, went back to school for massage therapy. And during massage school, one of my teachers was an acupuncturist, and she helped me. This is my dirty secret. She helped me quit smoking because
Oh,
I used to love to smoke. And she helped me quit smoking, and she also helped me with my periods because I had very, very bad periods. And
mm,
um, after what she did for me, I knew that I wanted to help people in the same capacity.
yeah.
So I went back to undergraduate and then graduate school, and here I
That,
am.
that's so cool. I had no idea acupuncture could help with smoking and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, it helps with the cravings. It helps just your body just detox. You have to want it. It's not like a magic thing. And it's the same for like appetite control and that kind of thing.
Right.
You have to want it, but it really helps with the cravings and just helping you get over that hump. So I quit in 2007.
Oh,
So
wow,
that was
congrats.
getting close to 20 years now,
That's
so
awesome. Yeah, I know
yeah.
it can be really hard. I completely understand. I know so many people who have quit and it's not as easy as they say, but I'm sure that was definitely a helpful like boost. Like you said, you still
Yeah.
want it. You still have to put in the work, but hopefully it
Mm-hmm.
can help ease a little bit. So that's so cool. I also didn't know, I mean, I kind of figured it'd help with like things like that, like periods and stuff. That makes sense, but I had no idea about the smoking. So that's super cool that I learned that today.
Yeah.
So you have a lovely practice here in Palm Coast. How has that process been of opening your practice down here, and what have you found that, was maybe different from other places?
Well, this is my third time opening an office. The first time I did it was right after school in Pennsylvania, and my heart wasn't in it because I was waiting for my husband to finish school.
Mm.
So, I was a year ahead of him. So I was kind of just like, doing it until he graduated. And then we moved to New York and then and to Lake George, and we opened that office, and that was hard because I
Mm.
mean we were fresh out of school. It took us a long time to get off the ground, and we learned so much about business from that point until we opened up our last practice here, hopefully our third and final time. Third time's a charm. We
Right,
had so much more business knowledge under our belt. We've been following Grant Cardone since 2019. He's been really instrumental in us getting our business off the ground, getting a successful business model, getting people in the door, promote, promote, promote. So this was an entirely different experience for us. We were well over six figures our first year. Our second year, it was just, we doubled that number. And this year, we're hoping to even hit the 7-digit mark. So we have a lot of different practitioners here. We're adding people all the time, really. Where collaboration is the new currency, right? So we
yeah,
are really growing, and our goal is to create a place in Flagler Palm Coast that is a one-stop shop. People can get
right.
acupuncture, chiropractic, massage, cold laser therapy, even functional medicine, mental health care. We have a
Oh,
VA
wow.
community doctor here
Yeah,
who does care with the VA. So we're just looking at adding things from all angles. We truly want to take care of people from all sides. So that's our goal.
I love that. That's so amazing. I mean, that makes so much sense because I know, I mean, especially since I've moved down here and I have to find all of these new things that I kind of took for granted up in Michigan. It's like I had so many resources and I knew so many people. So if I needed to go somewhere new, I always had someone in my back pocket to go, hey, Macy, if you want to switch like your dentist, here's a good dentist, right? And now I have to find everything new. So one-stop shop, it just makes sense, especially it's just to feel good and go through all the holistic ways of making yourself feel better in so many different areas of your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we think too.
Yeah,
So we're
I
very happy to be here. We love Flagler Palm Coast.
oh, that's so great to hear. Like I said, you have a beautiful practice, and I know you want to make it even more pretty looking up, looking forward, which is so cool. I already love it. I don't have an eye for design, so I think anytime someone does, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so
Well, we've
beautiful.
had a lot of help in that regard.
Which
Yep.
help.
Anna from the group has helped us, and Chris
Right.
Rita did all of our shutters. So if you
Oh,
need it,
right.
yeah, yep.
Yes, those are some great people in BNI, which is such a great resource of people to
Hmm.
meet and feel comfortable with because they all just want to help each other, which I think can be rare when you come to specific groups and not just BNI, but any group of
Right,
people.
right.
Yeah. So like you said, you reopened your practice, so to speak, the third time in 2019. I'm
Hmm.
sure you had to go through so much of connecting with the community because that's a huge thing that Grant Cardone preaches is, getting out of obscurity as fast as possible. Do you have any
Hmm.
tips for people? Maybe they're reintegrating back into the community or to be more active in the community or do some more reach outs. What kind of advice would you have for them?
So one thing that I truly live day by day is you have to do 5 things every day that are going to bring you closer to your goal. So
Mm,
whatever goal that is, whether that be to be more active in the community or to grow your business or to meet whatever financial goal, you have to do 5 things that are going to bring you to that goal. So say your goal is to be more active in the community. So you might join a women's group, you might join, check out the local shelters to see if, there's a great cause in Flagler County and Volusia County too. It's called Provision Packs. And what Provision Packs does is it helps feed kids over the weekend that don't have access to food during normal school hours. So there's quite a few kids in Flagler Palm Coast and Volusia County that don't have access to food after school on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Provision Packs provides that to them, and it's cheap. It's like $8 to feed a kid for the
oh,
entire
wow.
weekend. So we
Wow.
do a lot of fundraising for them. So um even, at church, if that's your thing, you can do your local churches. There's local food pantries. There's so many great people here in Flagler Palm Coast, and they're always helping each other, which
Mhm.
is fantastic. I love that. I love the open atmosphere. I love the, let's figure out how we can help these people rather than like, just kind of watching from the sidelines. So yeah, that
Yeah.
would that would be my best advice.
I think that's a great advice. I always love when people mention different charities and different causes that go on in the community because there are so many if you really look. And it's not hard to find it all. I had never heard of provisions before, so that's super cool. It can be so small. I think people get overwhelmed sometimes, but I think meeting those people at those volunteer hours, it really builds a type of bond that you can't
Hmm.
really replicate other places. It's having this same passion for the same thing and then helping out together. It's super
Hmm.
fun and super cool. Yeah. So thank you so much, Heather, for coming on and sharing a few minutes. I really appreciate it. Really quick, before I hop off, is there if someone's more interested in learning more about what you do and the services you provide, what's the best way they can reach out and learn some more information?
So our website is palmcoastacupuncture.com. Our website's under construction, so the website that you see will be a little bit different maybe by the time this podcast is aired, hopefully. But we offer acupuncture, chiropractic, massage. Currently, we have cold laser therapy, ultrasound. We do a lot of different modalities in the office, so we truly try to take care of people from every angle. But palmcoastacupuncture.com or our phone number, if you want to call us the old fashioned way, is a 386-225-6134. And you can
Uh,
also find us on TikTok, Facebook, all of the social media stuff.
all the great places. Well, I'll make sure I link those in the description so people can find that just a little bit easier. So Heather, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of
Thank
fun and
you.
I learned so many cool things about what you do. So I'm really excited for that.
Thanks for
So,
having me.
of course. Well, I'll see you all next time. Thank you.